It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey, from the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stay on this front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey, hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, good evening, Erie County. Here we are live. It's Wednesday night, man. I'm telling you, I say this every week and I mean it every week. When we come on Wednesday, I'm like, where did that week go? I mean, there's just so much going on. Unfortunately, we have a small change. Lou, unfortunately can't make it tonight. I believe his son sent me a text and said, "Hey, we had a family emergency. We can't make it. We'll make it up to you. We'll come back on." That's okay. Family first. And that's what I told him right in the text message. Family first. Don't worry about it. He goes, "We can come on next Wednesday." I said, "Sorry, already booked." All that information is on my Facebook page. But yeah, so it's just been like crazy busy. I mean, we had a little bit of problem last week. I want to make sure Brenda and I came on like at uh, early and we checked everything. We had a small problem. We had to reboot the program. It came back on. Can everybody in the room hear me okay? I see Kim. I hear you. I see you. Tonight's should just the two. No, it's just be more than going to be. Trust me, we get more than two people come on the show, and that's fine. So, we're up to our 5 formats. I've got one monitor on, YouTube, so I can see how wonderful I look on YouTube as I roll my eyes, and I got my phone set up, on Facebook Live so I can see that. So sounds like good old John Wayne. I it wa well, it was, yeah, who was the voice on that? That
It
was
was John Wayne.
oh, it was John Wayne. It's hard to hear from the headphones when Brenda plays the videos, from her laptop. So, yeah, it was John Wayne. So that's cool. So yeah, get rid of that. But yeah, sounds good. Good old John Wayne. Um, Lou can't be here. We're gonna adapt and overcome. I actually sent Brenton Davis a message. I said, "Hey, can you come on the show tonight?" No, it's short. He's like, "I'm literally going out to dinner. I get back a little bit. I'll shoot you a text. We'll bring him on because I'll tell you what. I might not be on county council, but here's the thing. The Democrats don't realize the things that we did in the last 4 years are now coming to bear. We held back some ARPA money. We wanted to invest it in our community. Buying, feeding locations for unicorns and truckloads of fairy dust. Hey, that's great. But you know what? That does not change the economic makeup of Erie County. And everybody's like, "Oh, wait a minute, you guys shouldn't be in the economic development." I said, "No, wait a minute. Why can't Erie County be involved? Why can't we make some changes for the good of our district?" It's real simple. Harbor Creek's doing it. They do economic development. They have a brewery coming in here. I think $40 million project. Wow, that's a game changer for Harbor Creek. Mill Creek. Uh, they bought up all that property here, and they're going to make the Gateway. I'm not really 100% sure they're going to make a ton of money on that, but okay, fine. They tore some raggedy buildings down. They paid way too much money for them, but let's wait and see. So the point is, Erie County government has the resources and map making and the people that we pay to do economic development. We're not here for social services. That's not all what we do. We have a ton of responsibilities. And so we clawed back us some ARPA money. Mike Kelly worked with the county executive and the county officials. And what did they do? They kicked some money into this on this property. They bought the old Stuckies, the old Dixie truck stop up there on Staratonia. So hey, it is what it is. So now this is the first park that Erie County has seen in over 25 years. We wanted to do some we want to do this project out in Girard, right across the street from the retirement home. A lot of controversy, a lot of pushback. We chose to stop because the public outcry was too much. It was too much hassle. It would have been a good deal. It was a great location. The people spoke. We listened. We do listen. But this one was for sale. Was for sale. We weren't taking county property and changing its hands and creating a park. That's not what we were doing. That's what we're going to do. That was we're going to do in Girard. This is a whole nother thing. People are like, well, why do we have hearings on this? This property has been sale for quite a while, actually. And Tina Jean and her gang and the county, we've worked on projects before. We helped with the EMI on 12th Street. That toxic dump that's been sitting there that the city was Erie wasn't going to touch it because it has nothing to do with Juneteenth or LGBTQ NDRP people, so it doesn't get done. So it had to take county entity, state entity, federal entities to get that EMI property cleaned up, demolished, and now the bidding processes start. That's a game changer. Here is a local government investing in economic development. You have to have new tax dollars coming in. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. It doesn't work. It doesn't. The people in Erie are tired of their taxes and their rainwater fees. so that they can build this stupid project or that. Let's spend $500,000 on bike paths that nobody wants. That 5 people will work drive on them during the summertime. Ridiculous. So take the money, invest it in something real, something that you will get money back because eventually these companies will come in. They're looking for shovel ready projects. They want to come in and say, hey, we need it. We need a site already developed. We need water. We need sewer. We need this amount of power. We want to build a building. Where do I sign? That's the whole intent. And it's 120 some acres out there that's just been sitting there barren. All the buildings have been cleared off. The only thing that really is left out there is the big Dixie sign, um, right on the throughway there. That's how you know. Right, but it's in this right on Sterotania, across south of 90, right on the right hand side. Right, people are like, oh my god, you guys are tearing the asphalt plant down. No, go across the street, that big field to the south. We're not tearing any buildings down. We're not displacing any companies. We're not costing Erie County any jobs. The naysayers are going to say, "Oh, look at you guys do." No, we purchased a piece of property, and then we like I said, local money, state money, federal money, and it'll be a huge thing. So I got a call from Brett and Davis last night and the night before. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing? Wednesday morning. I don't know. I got a luncheon at 12. What do you got?" He goes, "Well, I want you to come out to the press conference." He's like, "You were probably the deciding vote that put that in motion." And I said, "Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice to, you're not there, but you're still kind of recognize that the work that we did 2 years ago is coming forward." It's like planting a flower. You can put a seed in the ground and put the water. Okay, do something. Well, that's not how it works. I mean, just like in Harbor Creek, I talk to the supervisors out here all the time. Hey, how's that going? Hey, we're still in the process. There's a lot of permits. You got to dealing with the government, to get that project, financing, engineering, all that stuff has to be done before they even break ground. So, we are a society that we make a click on our computer. We want it now. That's not how these projects work. They take a long time, a lot of paperwork, a lot of man hours, a lot of talking, a lot of negotiating. Hey, Stan, thanks for coming in there. I should say hi to Corey. It would be nice if Mirsky didn't want to pollute the lake with turbines. Totally agree with you. And here we are, the Republicans pushing against it, and the Democrats that are all about the environment are the ones pushing for these nasty things. But anyway, so Brenton's like, "Hey, I want you to come out there." And it was nice to be there. And Breton, was thanking everybody. He goes, "I like to personally thank Brian Shank." I was like, "Oh man, I'm still something I did." Oh, got Kim on the phone. Hey, Kim, are you there?
I'm here. How
Hey,
are you?
good. What's up?
Hey, I had to call in a little bit early tonight because I have some place to go. But I wanted to say, you know what? People need to realize when these projects are getting done, it's not the administration that's in place right now. It's the previous administration
Yeah, for the most part.
that
Kathy
took care of.
Delkemper, the previous administration, did nothing. So you're
No,
right. I agree with you. It's a lot of teamwork. It's just about perspective. Kathy was a Democrat and only wanted, unicorn feeding locations and
DEI,
yeah, DEI. That's all she cared about. But yeah, you're right.
right?
I'm not saying you're totally wrong, but it's a fine balance. But yes, you're correct because it took 4 years of me being on council and 2 years of being this chairman to push these forward. So the four votes were Winarski, Shank, Bale, and Ellen. You know,
Right.
four votes. The Democrats voted no. And you want to hear the funny part? The part that really kind of pissed me off? Scatella didn't vote for it. There he was. Look at me. And Pretzel and Copeland were there. Look at me being with all the cool kids. You didn't do shit for this project. And if this project would have come across their desk, they would have voted no because it had nothing to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's all they give a shit about. And Juneteenth
And the city.
and the city, and every time I go to, I'm in the city for a function, there's Pretzel. Dude, you're East County. I know nobody knows you and you don't really know where East County is, but stop hanging around with the Erie socialist because this is what you bamboozled the voters into, that you're about all about transparency. No, the only thing you're transparent about it is your ass is in Erie, sniffing around with the socialist out there. That's what you guys
Well,
want
this is
this
what
country to be.
happens when
You
you put
knock it right.
carpetbaggers
Yeah,
in
both of them.
charge,
Both of
and
them.
you have people from out of state coming here wanting to tell us what to do with our money.
Right.
You have one guy who has 2 bankruptcies and now wants to be in charge of how we should run our money. And you have a socialist who was not picked. Let's put it out there. Who was not a people's candidate, who got picked by the party to run for this office. A guy from Chicago, Illinois. That's a real good example of somebody who should be in politics. They can't even figure out how to run their own state. They're the crime capital of the United States. And what have they done since they've been in office?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Everything
Nothing.
that they've put forward has failed. And why is it
Or been
failed?
illegal.
Well, but it's failed because it's illegal, because of the bullshit they do, and then they try to do like their big brothers, all the Democrats up in the Senate and Congress. They pork belly a good project with a bad project, thinking that's going to slide in. Where we were part of putting rescue money aside for the homeless. I think what $2 million. We said, listen, we're going to put this in a
Yeah.
reserve account. If somebody needs it, you show us a valid reason, we'll get it to you. So what they wanted to do is they put diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit attached to that, which you don't do. You run them separately because they should stand alone. If they're good legislation, they'll stand on their own. They slap them together, you're not supposed to do, and then they did it illegally. They didn't certify the funds through the county executive. He didn't sign off on it. It was illegal and it failed. But that's the bullshit they're trying to slide through. They're trying to put diversity, equity, inclusion money attached to homeless. That's just dirty, man. That I don't give a shit if you're Republican or Democrat. That is dirty, dirty pull, and that's what you get when you hire these carpetbaggers from out of town.
Right. And what do we have running for mayor now? Chuck Nelson, from Boston, Massachusetts, another carpetbagger. Okay, the city was given $400,000 for infrastructure. You can't drive anywhere in the city without bump, 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 having to get new alignment. But what do they do with that money? We want to put new light bulbs in on the Bayfront.
I get it. I get it. It's these feel good projects that everybody goes to bed and go, oh, we put LED lighting on the bayfront. Look how pretty they are. Look how much money we saved. Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. They jacked the price up anyway. And these are feel good. They're distractions from what's really going on. They're trying to distract you away from the big picture, which is the presidential race coming up. And we've got
Right.
we've got plenty of videos. It's so funny. What's the girl's name at the White House with the puffy hair that spews?
Oh, John Pierre
Yeah, I'm a
something
black
another.
lesbian Caribbean whatever because I'm qualified.
Right. The one who lies constantly and gets in fights with Pete.
I love Pete. his d-
I
his
love Pete
his dad's a
and
hot
his
shot at
dad.
Fox. His dad's a hot shot anchor at Fox actually.
Yes,
I
Pete and his dad.
Yeah,
And they've already said that Fox News is putting up fake videos of President Biden,
AI.
which
It's
everybody
all
knows.
fake. And
AI.
and everybody saw that video of a bummer
President Obama.
walking over to Joe, gingerly grabbing him by the arm and gingerly walking away. That it's almost like one of the original Star Wars when Obi-Wan's like,
Yes.
"These aren't the drones you're looking for. Th- This is not the president you're looking for. This is not
Right.
real." So they think we're stupid. No, it's AI. Man, that is not AI. I'm not an expert, but we can tell the difference. And that was not AI. Uh,
He can't do a press conference or anything without being able to mumble words.
well,
And it was so great because Sean Hannity was on the news and he says, listen, you guys tell me how to pronounce these words that are all gibberish, and I'll be happy to post those on here. He put it out there to the White House. So in conclusion to that statement, we have a new PAC. It's Restore America. Everyone who's on board, I don't care who you are, as long as you're conservative, we are going to have a lot of fun this year. We are going to support every single candidate equally. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. We are going to have a great party at the colony on the 27th, watching these debates. And we are going to have a lot of fun. And Brian can fill you in on the other events as they're coming up. But this is going to be such a great pack. We are going to have so much fun. Everyone is welcome to attend every single one of our events. We are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to raise money for our candidates. We are going to work on getting these mail-in ballots. I have a new goal now. Forget the 1,000 because I'm almost there. Brian's almost there. Tim, Karen, we're almost there. We're going for 2,000. That leaves the rest of you with only 8,000 to go. We can do this, Erie County. We can do this. It's so easy. Brian,
I get it.
give some examples.
Well,
Give some examples.
Well, what I did the other day, I put an event page up. It's called Pop Up Mail-in Ballot Giveaway. You know, and I give it a couple days. I was over at the Kmart Plaza because see, I try to stay on East County because everything and everybody lives on West County. The headquarters is over there on Peninsula Drive. You know, you want to go buy a $5 Trump sign, you knock yourself out. You want to go there and deal with all the havoc and chaos, you knock yourself out. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Kmart. I do an event page. I had the Trump trail. I had a gentleman pull up in a little black car. Young guy, 35 years old, introduces himself. He's like, could you explain this to me? I said, well, it's just our support of the president. I said, it's, you know, I'm no artist, but you know, it's my interpretation of the big guy. Had to put a pillow in his suit to make him look a little chubby. He goes, I am 32 years old. I have never voted in my life. However, I see what Joe Biden is doing to this country, and he goes, I can't just stand here and watch it crash and burn. And he goes, can you help me get registered? I said, you hold that thought, young man. Hand him a ballot. I said, open it up. I said, this will get you registered. This will get you a application. This is an application for a mail-in ballot. I said, he goes, good, because I'm a salesman. I'm on the road a lot. I said, this is exactly why we're here. I said, you know, this is just one vote. But I'm telling you, I do one vote. My partners do another vote. They do 2 votes. They do 10 votes, and then we're going. So people will walk, they would stop by. Oh my God, I got to get a picture of Trump. I said, well, get up on the trailer. They said, does it cost anything? I said, yes, I do charge one thing. You have to take an application for mail-in ballot. The guy goes, can I have 2? You can have as many as you want. So, you know,
Absolutely.
boots on the ground,
And
and Kim goes out door knocking to Kim, tell him what you're doing.
I'm going street walking. And let me tell you something. The other day, I met Greg Hayes up at Run Runners, and we ran into a group of maybe 20-year-olds. And one kid was wearing a shirt saying, my dog is smarter than Biden. And I told him, listen, I love your shirt. And I was wearing a Brenda Shank original shirt. And I turned around, he goes, I love your shirt. I'm talking to these kids. Now, talk about the next generation. They're like, we love Trump. And I met a young man who was going into the army. I said, you're going into the army? You need a mail-in ballot.
Absolutely.
And next thing I know, the other kids were already registered. They were all signed up with mail-in ballots. And the next thing I know, I have them signing up to be volunteers. So nobody can tell me that this next generation is not interested. And let me tell you something else. We've got kids that are graduating from high school. If they are going to be 18 by October, you can get them registered. And a lot of people are assuming if they sign up for a mail-in ballot, they cannot vote in person. That's false.
Yeah,
You can still mail in person. And when I was on State Street, I met a lot of people. Okay. They don't have a home address. You can still register them. Put down the street corner that you met them at. That's all it takes. Okay. They still have the right to vote. And a lot of these people were veterans. And it breaks my heart they were homeless. So a lot of these functions we're doing with our PAC, a lot of the money we're making is going towards the Veterans Miracle Network. And Brian has the information. We're going to be working with Dee. We're going to be getting donations, and we're going to be sending them off to the military. Because let me tell you, that's what we're all about. We're pro-America. Like Brian says, it's not a red problem. It's not a blue problem. It's a red, white, and blue problems that we're facing. And we got to work together, people. If you don't like a candidate, it's too bad. You know what? You still got to put in that vote. And let me tell you, a lot of these local elections, like Brian and I had, they're decided by just a couple hundred votes. We're also asking people to please go volunteer to work at the polls. If you're worried about cheating, we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you to be poll workers. And that's where we get rid of the cheating if you're worried about it. And let me tell you, the girls at the courthouse, they're wonderful. They go by the book, and it's secure as can be. And Brian can explain to you why it's so secure.
Yeah, we've talked about this. You know, if there's any shenanigans with mail-in ballots, it's out on the street. It's harvesting. It's here, it's there. You know, people are getting these things and you know the applications, and they're filling them out and they're dropping them off. You know, at the drop box. Speaking of which, I posted part of Kyle Faust, the controller, his op-ed. You know, of course, he's the controller. He's the guy that's supposed to be sitting at the courthouse, you know, paying him a lot of money to oversee county government to make sure that we, they, them are not spending money inappropriately. And okay, that's the controller's job. He was a councilman. I beat him fair and square off, perfect election. No dirty money, no name calling. Just here's the points. Let's vote. So he, as the controller, decides to write an op-ed. His privilege. I guess he's a citizen, but he's also a duly elected official. He's also an Erie County employee. You know, it's just like Jimmy Wirtz. You know, these guys, these Democrats, they sit at work and do this bullshit on your dime and my dime, and it's bullshit. I'm not accusing Kyle of doing this, but you know, let's be really honest. I mean, these guys are supposed to be working. So what Kyle Faust, it was pretty long. It's a pretty long op-ed. I just picked out one of the main points. His suggestion was to have Erie County government buy 14 more drop boxes for Erie County. They need to be in libraries, they need to be in post offices, and they need to be here, and they need to be there. 14. And you know, Jimmy, I sit around and do my public work at work while we're getting paid. He came to the Board of Elections and wanted seven, one in each district. And we told him no. I said, these things are $3,000 a piece. We have to pay to have them installed. We have to have cameras installed. And I said, you have to send two people out at about 7:45, stand there at the mailbox, wait to 8 o'clock, turn the key, open them out, and bring them back. Well, Kyle Faust's idea was, well, no, you only need one person for 14. So you're telling me you are going to trust Joe Q operative to secure the mailbox, the drop box, open it up, take out all the mail and ballots, drive from, oh, I don't know. Let's pick on Albion because that's a nice drive from Albion to
Yeah.
the courthouse. You can't tell me you can't stop and maybe, oh, I don't know, add a few ballots to that. Or, you know, hey, man, I'm late. Can you drive? Yeah, sure. I'll bend the rule for you, buddy. No, it opens up more fraud. Let's think about this. No kidding. That's why the Democrat, former, well, he's elected. I mean, he's a politician. You know, don't think the controller's not. He is a politician. He's duly elected.
Yeah.
As I scoff. And they
Wife
wanted.
beater, child beater,
I
documented.
ain't getting that on my show. You say it, that's on you. I don't want him banging
Yeah.
on my door. You know, I'm not scared
Oh,
of
I'll
him.
say it.
I know. Well,
I'm not scared of him.
just Google it up, man.
With the restraining orders,
It was in.
who
Yeah.
beat a good man because there was only 22% of Republicans out there.
Yep.
That voted.
Yeah. So my point was, I said, listen, you know, I wrote a little article. It's not, I didn't put it in the paper because I'm a Republican. They're not going to post my op-ed on there. They only do Jimmy Wirtz and Kyle Faust. So I put it on my social media. I said, just guesstimating that the last time we bought a drop box was years ago, and it was almost $3,000. So I can bet you with Building Back Better, it's doubled in price. And then I just got a text from Brenda. I just got a chicken out of the tree. There's a tree back there. They climb
I love
up.
my Brenda.
Yeah, we're doing cutting edge political stuff here. Hey, we got a chicken out of the tree. That's all right.
That would make a good country song.
I know. There's a chicken in my tree and I can't get her out. No. So,
Well,
so I
remember,
put this little article up there, and I said, just guesstimating, the 14 boxes, the installation, the cameras, and now we're gonna put a drop box in. I don't want to pick an Albion. Well, let's pick somebody else. I don't know. Out
How
in
about
East
Washington Township?
Washington Township, middle of nowhere. Great people, hardworking, honest, solid Republicans. That's probably one of the only few districts I would actually trust to have one. But then to have somebody go out there and have 14 people standing around on the county dime waiting for 8 o'clock to lock it, secure it, and drive them. So now we have to pay them their salary to drive out there, the mileage, because we don't have enough county cars to do that. So we're going to have to pay them to go do this. And I said,
Right.
who's going to stand there and watch these things? Because Act 77 is very specific, stating you can only put, if it's your mail-in ballot, you're the only one that can touch it, put it in there. Anybody watch some of these movies where they pull up and they just had several people getting arrested for dumping boxes of mail-in ballots
Yeah,
into the
all
drop boxes.
Democrats.
So here the Democrats, Kyle Faust, is pushing to get 14 of them set up in Erie County. I'm going to guess just almost $1 million. Almost $1 million to help the Democrats cheat. No.
Yeah, well, who's in charge of the elections?
Oh, I don't know,
Andre
Kyle. No,
Horton and
on Chris
Drexel.
Pretzel and all the rest of the Democrats. Why do you think I begged and pleaded and stomped and screamed and yelled? This is so important. I said, I'm not trying to make myself to be the savior of Erie County. I'm not. But I'm telling you, they knew it would tip the balance of power just enough where they could have voting control, where they have Terry Scatella. I had to spoon feed him as the vice chair. They bring in, Pretzel that can't even put a sentence together as the vice chair of Erie County Council. And the way tradition was, next year he'll be chairman. You'll
Right.
have this zombie wanting to be carpetbagger that had the Democrat operatives from DC buy his seat from. He's going to be in charge of Erie County government next year. You watch.
Yeah.
My predictions are usually pretty close because that's
Where
how
in the
tradition.
past, it's always been if a Republican is chairman, a Democrat is vice chairman.
Not
And I
anymore.
asked Terry Scatella, I asked him point blank, can you explain to me why you have junior county council people having offices when you have two senior county council people that have been given nothing? And his
Nothing.
reply to me was, to the victor come the spoils of war. And I looked right at him and I said, I'm ashamed of you.
Yeah,
I
well,
am so ashamed
But
of you.
that's what the Democrats, they don't care. They don't care about fair and balance, and they don't care about being nice. They point at us and say, "Oh, you guys are this, you guys are that." And the minute they took over county government, Charlie and Ellen, they didn't get any chairs. They didn't.
No,
When I was a
the
chairman,
two senior,
right,
the two
right.
senior.
Ellen and Charlie. Ellen is a little more senior than Charlie, but they've never been offered or given a vice chairmanship. I did. I gave Ellen the finance, and I gave Terry personnel. Balance. But see, it's okay when it benefits them. And the minute it doesn't benefit us, they pull the pin, throw the grenade, saying, "Oh, look at you guys, you're cheating. You guys are cheating." No, we're not. You guys have run the gun, and what has it gotten them? Nothing. They tried to cheat and take control of county government. It got them nothing. They haven't passed barely anything that had any substance to it. They probably
No.
ordered, another truckload of fairy dust. They probably got that passed because they had the votes. But
No.
here we
And
are.
during the meetings, you never let anybody talk badly about anyone.
Nobody.
You even warned me, Chip, you better stay in line or I'm going to have you thrown out. And there were people you threw out. But here is Terry Mad Dog Scatella letting people talk badly about you while you're in the room. Okay. Talk badly about Bretton Davis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm up there talking and he's letting people boo me while I'm talking.
Yep.
I didn't let it bother me. And then at the end, he himself, the chairman of county council, is talking badly about Bretton Davis. where I had to get up and tell him, you're letting them say lies about our county executive.
Right.
And I didn't care.
And this is a simulation of his pounding the gavel. That's him pounding the gavel.
Yeah.
Just tap it on there.
Where
like,
you were getting ready to break it in half, even if they were talking bad about a Democrat.
You are duly elected. You were sitting up there. I protected you as I protected everybody, and
Right.
no one is subject to that abuse, but that's okay. Yeah, they have their own Biden puppet on council. Stan, I'm going to put you on the mainspring for that one. That was funny. But yeah, so I mean, these are things we warned you about. We told you about it, and now I'm telling you, for the love of God,
until everyone's taxes go up, because
listen.
we ran on that. And I warned everybody. I stood up at the ECRC and I said, if you don't think mine and Brian's election is going to affect every single one of you in this room, you wait, because it will affect every single person in the county.
Yeah, Brad
and
put a question up
nobody
there.
paid attention to us.
Brad put a question up. Can the county controller audit the airport? No, it's an authority. It's not a county entity. It's part of the county umbrella, but it has to be a county entity. The Erie County Department of Corrections, the Erie County Library, the Erie County, OCY. Yes, it is an authority. We have no auditing authority over an authority. I'm sorry to use that.
Right, just like the Port Authority.
Port Authority. That's why they set these authorities up, because they're totally autonomous, and they're out there all by themselves, and they basically run themselves. And and now look what you got. You got the Port Authority. You got Julie Slomsky down there. I give about 5 years.
Ruin it.
Yeah, I give them about 5 years. She'll run it right in the ground. Everything she touches, she's destroyed. She brought havoc and chaos to county government. I didn't want her in there. I didn't vote for her. I pushed hard, but the four Democrats, they got their marching orders from at the time, Jimmy, and they did it. They got her in there, and then she left. I'm not a betting man. I would have put money on that she would have left, because she just, hey man, I totally get it. But she bold-faced lied to me and the taxpayers of Erie County. She lied at her interview and said, I'm not going anywhere. I have a home. I said, I don't know. Your track record shows you kind of bounce around. Nope, Mr. Chairman. I found a home. Let me set my watch. Tick, 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 and see and how long that'll last. But yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. It's summertime. The Trump trailer's out and about. I had a nice lady. We went to we were at the Siebenberger today, the women's luncheon. We had Matt give his presentation, got to meet his folks. So, I told her, I said, listen, anytime I have a complaint against Matt, I said, I'm just going to call his mom.
Yes, I got her number, Miss Colleen.
Oh, you got her number?
I got her number. So, but I'm going to get going, because I have a swimming pool calling my name.
Okay.
But please, everybody, next week, we're going to have a great party. We're going to watch Trump take out Biden in the debates at the Colony Restaurant. You're all more than welcome to come. We're going to have a really fun time, and I hope to see you all there, especially you, Stan. I need to talk to you. So please keep watching. It's all good. It's all good. Have a great time listening to Brian. Keep supporting Brian, and please bring me them mail-in ballot applications filled out so we can get them in the data bank. And have a blessed evening, everybody. And thank you, Brian and Brenda, for all you do. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. But like I said before, Kim called.
Biden and Trump will hold a face-to-face debate.
Go ahead, play it. Here, back it up.
Biden and Trump will hold a face-to-face debate on the 27th of this month. Not long ago, Biden frequently exhibited strange behavior at the G7 summit held in Italy, which made us doubt whether his physical condition would be able to handle the next presidential position. The rules of this debate are that communication with staff is not allowed throughout the entire process, and no information is allowed. When one person gives a speech, the microphone of the other person will be turned off. Under these rules, Trump may completely defeat Biden, who has a slow brain response. It can be imagined that Trump will be asked about whether he will be imprisoned, and Biden will also face the question of whether his son will be imprisoned. We will wait and see if there will be uncontrollable situations on site for the two of them.
Yeah, I love how the Biden team sets all the rules. And it was so funny. They were discussing on the news or the other day, I was listening. They were talking about how they have to stand. They're not allowed to sit. They have to stand for the 90 minutes. So, I mean, that's tough. I mean, that's tough. So the Biden folks have reached out to the Trump folks and said, is there any way we could, not do the standy thingy for 90 minutes because, he's old? No, these are your rules. We agreed to them at 11 o'clock. They're trying to sneak the cheat in because they know he won't be able to stand for 90 minutes and take care of that. So, um, watch the Board of Elections. They've got the votes to put this in. All it takes is four. You know, the four, I hate to say, but the four stooges stick together. They control the Board of Elections, and then it was exactly why the Democrats gave Pretzel all that money because they need to control the Board of Elections right in front of a presidential race. I told you, I warned you. I hate to say it, I told you so, but we'll move on. But yeah, check out that op-ed by Kyle Faust. Personally, he should just stay in his lane and count beans. That's what the taxpayers pay him to do, not to give his political opinions out, uh, because he's a paid employee, but he's a controller and he's Kyle Faust. Good luck trying to tell him anything. He doesn't listen to anybody anyway. So, what did you say there, Lance? Be careful. Be careful. The wife says need to join. Oops. Yeah, I understand. Um, so we went to, like I said, we went to the Siebenberger Women's Republican Ladies Luncheon. Matt Strupsinski, I never get it right. Strupp was the guest speaker. Did a great presentation. Fielded some questions, which are always the fun. You can go in there with a pre-canned statement, and when you get the freelance questions, those are always the fun thing. And then they gave Kim and I a couple minutes to talk about mail-in ballots. So Kim's like, "Here, you do it." Okay. I said, "Well, here, first of all, I don't need the microphone." We talked about Kim gave everybody a little bag. In the bag was little brochures, and in that bag was a mail-in ballot. I said, "Your challenge is to open up that bag and take everything in and read it and take that mail-in ballot request, fill it out, or give it to your neighbor. That's simple. We're doing a good job. We're seeing a lot of movement. The numbers are coming in. That DNR gap has closed. And every time Sniffy Joe says something, I think it helps the Republicans, and I truly do. And I saw a video the other day. They shuffled him off. They had a group. It was dark, so he couldn't see. They shuffled him off to a vehicle. He couldn't get into the Suburban. They had to physically help him get in the Suburban. And this is the man that can't stand trial because he's too feeble, but he's running for reelection. Man, I tell people this all the time. I said Trump is not perfect. No way, shape, or form is he perfect. But they've done a lot of dirty stuff to him, and I get that. Some of the stuff has he done? I don't know. If it was a court somewhere in other than New York, I'd say maybe. But New York is as crop this day is long. Um, Anybody that knows me, when we go take a ride on the motorcycles, they're like, "Hey, let's go over to New York." No, I refuse to go to that commie state. Refuse. And first of all, I have the right to carry a firearm. I have a concealed permit. I have the Constitution saying I can. But the minute I go over the New York state line, I'm a felon. No, no, I'm not. Nice try, New York. So I just don't go. You guys want to go over there and give money to the communists? You knock yourself out. The only power we truly have is to boycott these people. You know, uh, um, look at Jack Black. You see him on social media. Man, I'm telling you, there's people out there burning his DVDs because he was out there supporting, Sniffy Joe and his crew. So make a stand, people. You have the power. you have the power in the pen that when you vote, you have the power in your wallet to just not buy their products. You don't like a company, you don't like Target because they sell transgender bullshit. Don't go. There's other places, and that's what I do. I was like, well, there's one more on the list things we're not going to buy, and Britta's like, okay, no problem. So again, mail-in ballot requests, they all look different. They're all going to look different. There's the one from the state, and there's one. This is from the Trump PAC. We're doing well. I think people are waking up. They realize this thing is dead. We're dead serious about this. No joke. I'm serious. I can't. I refuse to do a good imitation of Sniffy Joe. That's the best I can do. I can do it well because I have a cold. So Brenda, you got any more cool videos for us? If you guys want to call in, obviously the phones are working really good tonight. 814-873-3612. Give me a call, Brenda. You got a cool video to play up while I get a drink of water?
Have you heard the news out of Los Angeles? And some video you have to see. It's former President Barack Obama, Jimmy Kimmel, who's hosting this thing, and the current president, Joe Biden, at a fundraiser. I guess they raised $30+ million. George Clooney was there. A bunch of big name stars were there. And then at the end, when the music is playing and they're going to walk off, this happens. Let's watch it together. There's Joe Biden in the middle. You got Kimmel on the left, Obama on the right. Biden is frozen. So much so that Obama has to grab him by the wrist and sort of help him get out. He's got his hand on his back. He's talking to him, patting him on the back. Biden doesn't even look at the audience again. His hand's very stiff like we've seen lately. And he was gone. He was just gone for a while. And people are acting as if we didn't see that, I guess. Are we supposed to pretend we don't see him locking up and freezing? We showed the Juneteenth one recently. We showed him over in Italy recently. Now he's at this fundraiser, all this noise, all these lights, this big gala, and he's just frozen to the point to where the former president has to somehow save him from all of that. Do you think this is normal? Was he just tired? Are you on the left? Are you going to pretend like this is just nothing to see here? Give me your thoughts. Give me your comments. Make sure you're following.
Yeah, that's
Biden giving another embarrassing, brain-addled performance on the world stage while in Italy for the G7 summit. The big guy must have thought it was still D-Day. He awkwardly saluted the Italian prime minister who was hosting the event. Another startling moment, the president wandered away from the group of world leaders to go look at a skydiver and give them a thumbs up. Italy's leader was then forced to physically redirect the president's attention for a photo. Rare press conference with Ukraine's President Zelensky. Joe Biden sounding out of breath as he answered a question about his son Hunter's conviction.
I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know. And I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that. And I will not pardon him.
Joe Biden, there's too much going on right now to be wandering off in the middle of an Italian field. We just signed a 10-year deal with Ukraine and affirmed their future membership into NATO. What? What? And at the same time, we're going to allow American weapons in Ukraine to hit Russian targets inside their borders. The Russian Navy's doing port calls in Cuba, 90 miles off the Florida coast. What is going? And this guy's wandering around in a field.
That video was okay. Let's talk about Juneteenth. The president stood there listening to the music, and he didn't dance. Excuse me, I did not know not dancing was a health issue. That is a weird thing to actually flag when if you look at the people who are around him, if you look at the expanded video of the people who were around him, they were not there were some folks who were not dancing either, and that has been fact checked. I mean, just because you're standing up listening to music and not dancing, that is not a health issue.
Yeah, and they're trying to tell us what we see is not real. You don't see that. Like I said, I think she thinks she's a Jedi. These are not the droids you're looking for. These are not the president's sniffies. This isn't the president's son's cocaine in the White House. Wave her hand and think she's a Jedi master. We're not stupid people. We're not. And I truly, I truly believe I feel a sense that people are paying attention. We're getting out and voting. People are serious about these mail-in ballots. President Trump votes by mail-in ballot, which makes total sense. I mean, as busy as this guy is, you know, it's usually on election day. They used to show the politicians going into the voting booths and pulling the screens. You can hear them tick, 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 all the little tickers. Those days are gone. They vote by mail. They vote by a mail-in ballot. And part of the presentation I talked today, and this is something I wanted to talk to you about. November 5th is election day, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the problem. The the low turnout rate of Republicans at 22% it telescopes the fact that elections are being done a month ahead of time. People are early voting. They're voting early at the courthouse, and those are Democrats. They're getting these in early. So we could go out and knock doors and campaign and do what we do. But the problem is the closer we get to election, it's already done. It's already done. The elections have already been cast. Now, if the Republican Party members would wake up, get out and vote, no brainer, man. No brainer. We'd clobber them because everybody that's ever run and we see the numbers, we kick some booty out on election day. But then here comes the mail-in ballots. We get our clocks clean, and that needs to stop. And if you think that, I don't like them, man, I don't like them either. However, until we can get our people in place, we can't take out Act 77. We can't force voter ID because the Democrats are in the key spots where we can't overtake that. And we need to change that. We need to change it now. Tomorrow's okay. The day after that's okay. We're not getting we're getting close. I mean, we're on first base running for second. I think we're coming in for the slide. So, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. I know it gets repetitive, but I don't know what else to do to you for you folks. All the candidates have embraced them, have talked about them. We need to stop being so stubborn. We really do because it's costing us races. It cost me my race. It cost Kim her race. It cost Mr. Faust his race out in Mill Creek. Because these Democrats have got these mail-in ballots under control. Until we can get them under control, what are we doing? Why am I here? Why did Brendan and I run for reelection when it really doesn't matter? Well, it's like, oh, I don't vote because it doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter because we're not getting out and voting enough. We're not getting out in numbers. Presidential races, I know they're the big sexy races. I get it. People are going to come out and vote. They're going to have good numbers. And I like that. I told Brenda the other day, I said, listen, if my election would have been on this cycle, I probably would have won because the Republicans will get out and vote. And Pretzel, the people are seeing what they bought, and they got flamboozled, man. I tried to warn you, but people bought into the hype. Oh, I'm Mr. Transparency. Dude, you can't even say the word right. You spell it on social media because you can't say it. That's why I challenged him to a debate, and he lied, bold-faced lied that he never got the invitation. He lied. I talked to Dr. Ford. Why would Dr. Ford, a Penn State parent, lie that he said, yeah, I talked to Mr. Pretzel and he called, or I think he called or emailed or something to verify the dates and times. Right there, right there. And then Pretzel's like, oh, no, you never got it. I sent him a text message via Facebook. Facebook tells you it's been sent, it's been received, it's been read. He read it all. So, these guys know nothing but lies, cheating, and we tried to tell you this, we tried to tell you this, and we tried to tell you this. Till we're blue in the face. Mail-in ballots starting September 29th. What does that mean, Kim? Isn't Pennsylvania the first state to open early voting? Yeah, Stan, you're right. But see, the Democrats were able to flamboozle that in there, and I get it. So, you know, you can go out and campaign, you can go out and door knock, you can do all this stuff, but man, voting's already been out for a month. When I was on 105.9 on my boots on the ground on the radio, I had a caller call in. Hey, you're on the board of elections. Said, yes, sir. What can I do? He goes, I need my ballot back. I said, what do you mean you need your ballot back? Well, I watched that Fetterman debate and I want my mail-in ballot. I voted for him. Sorry, Charlie. Once it's in the system, it's logged in. You cannot have what's my ballot. Not once it gets turned into the county and we stamp it and it's ours. You know, you should have thought about that. And that's the only problem. These people are like, I'm a good Democrat. I'm a good Democrat. And I got out and voted early. Why do you think they held that debate off until the mail-in ballots were out? And have most of them have come in? People are like, "Yay, we're good Democrats. We got out and voted early." Yeah, your guy couldn't put a sentence together during debate. Brenda just sent me a text. We got this funny video of Fetterman. It's the first time I ever saw him laugh. So go ahead, Brenda, play the video, please.
Everyone's pulled a Biden before. It happens to the best of us.
It is noteworthy that the percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Because of the actions we've taken, things have begun to change. End of quote. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
Senator John Fetterman found himself pulling a Biden. Watch this.
Under the previous order, the Senate stands adjourned until 3 p.m. on Monday. Bang, gavel.
He actually smiled,
He's
though.
had a tough
He
week.
actually knew he screwed up, but it was funny. See, isn't Pennsylvania
Had a
first?
tough
Yes,
week.
Stan,
Got
thanks
into
for
a
the
car
confirmation.
accident. Dodged
The numbers
anti-Israeli
show,
protesters.
as of right now,
Put on a
Trump
tie.
will lose PA. Well, yeah, I mean, because it's a heavy D. You got Philadelphia that's gonna do what they did last time to cheat. Erie County's a wobbler, you know, until we change directions and we make a difference. And then you got Allegheny County. You know, it's the trifecta, the triangle. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of death for Republicans in Pennsylvania, because it's just they control it. They can have the whole state can be red. Well, the problem is they might be red, but if you start splitting numbers, a lot of people didn't vote. A lot of Republicans didn't vote. That's why I'm on this show, banging my head against the microphone. You need to get out and vote. Get your friends to get out and vote. Get your friends registered to vote. Brenda, myself, Kim, Karen, Tim, we can't do it. It's 5 of us. We can't do it. And with the big fracture in the Republican Party locally, you know, it's us and them. You know, they've made their bed. They've reelected. Dave, welcome aboard, sir.
Hey, what's going on over there? I checked in late. I had to go to a steak dinner today.
Well, yeah, steak dinner over Shank. I'd take the steak dinner myself. But no, we were just talking about, you know, Kyle Faust, his op-ed, talking about we need 14 more drop boxes in the county and not have them secured and have them out of Washington Township. Nobody watched them. So, gee, nobody would pull up with a pickup truck and fill it full of crap. Now, would they, Dave?
Yeah, old Fausty. He's a real piece of work.
Wow. You talk about, you know, dirty Democrats that get into office with their history and their past. I just go, wow. But by God, you better not have a parking ticket if you're a Republican. They'll find it and they'll put it on the internet. Shank got a parking ticket. He didn't pay his street lights.
Off with his head.
Yes.
Off with his head.
Public hanging.
Guillotine.
Yeah, Juneteenth, we'll have a new exhibition. You know, string people up and whack their heads off for not paying their parking. And Chuck Nelson could be right there pulling the handle.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Chuck, I sent him a video to him about. I made a little video of Biden, all his blunders, and at the bottom I had all the council members and the mayor that I thought would vote for Mr. Biden, and he sent me back a video, or send me back an email. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to vote for Biden." I thought to myself, "Yeah, no kidding."
Yeah, no shit.
Unbelievable.
No.
But yeah, now the big thing is, that now it's all fake news with the Democrats or the Republicans are showing, Biden
Right.
stumbling, fumbling, bumbling. That's all. What they call that, deep fake or whatever they call it now.
Well, yeah. Earlier, I mean, when we started the show, I talked about we talked a little bit about it, and I said that crazy puffy haired girl in the White House, she thinks she's a Jedi. These are not the droids you're looking for. These are not the videos that are real. This is not real. It's a Jedi mind trick. She's trying it.
Oh. Yeah, she's a piece of work too,
Oh
boy.
Lord, she's a puppet. She's a paid mouthpiece. Better than the redheaded one. Peppermint Patty. Ugh, hated her
Hey, I
too.
thought, I thought on Juneteenth all government things are shut down.
Federal. It's only a
Federal?
It's only federal holidays. We
Well,
we had a press
yeah, but
conference. We had a press conference today on the county level, and I'm like, "Why are all you people here?" They're like, "Ryan, that's a federal holiday." Thank you, Jesus, or whoever you believe in. It hasn't infiltrated the county government.
Well, the banks are closed and everything else. They should. Stock market's closed.
Yeah,
So why wouldn't I know the city council's having a meeting today?
yeah. So was
They had a
county.
meeting. Then guess where they had it too?
Well,
You know where they had it.
yeah. What was they listen. The city council can't come up with anything new. So they're doing what we used to do. We used to have the summertime a road show. We used to take county council meetings to the road, take it to Harbor Creek and Edinburgh. We would spend, we had to pay deputies to be there. We had to pay the staff to be there, travel time, set up the computers, blah, 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 hire the video guy to come videotape. It has to be videotaped. It was expensive. It was just stupid money. And I said, listen, guys, if y'all don't care, let's do away with this. And if you do care, I don't care. As the chairman, I'm saying we're done. It's a waste of money. And we stopped doing them because it was just too hard on the staff. And here comes the city. Oh, let's take this on the road show. It's a great idea. Dude, we got rid of that 2 years ago. Nice try, but yeah.
Get out there with the peoples.
Yeah.
And isn't it apropos that they had it at on Juneteenth, they had it at Booker T.
Well, yeah. Well,
Booker T. Washington Center, 18th and Holland.
We did it in Edinburgh and Charlie Bales. They did it with nice church down there. They had lights, they had the cameras, they put out cookies and ice lemonade. I mean, they put out a good spread. You know who showed up to Edinburgh's meeting? One person. And
one person.
Now, Dave, you're a smart guy. I want you to use your Navy training, and I want you to guess who that one person was. I'm sending it to you through my microphone. Who was it?
Oh boy, that's a tough one. Out at Edinburgh, one person showed up.
One person showed up. I'll help you out.
Boy, I wasn't too big into county politics. I'm more into city politics.
Oh, your Jedi mind is keeping you on the straight path. Freda Teffer.
Oh my, my girl.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Come on, man, follow me on this one. Freda Teffer drove all the way to Edinburgh to speak for 3 minutes.
Oh my goodness gracious! Yeah, I should have came up with her name. She's at all of them, county, city. She's at the library meetings, probably the Port Authority meetings, the Airport Authority meetings. You name it, she's there.
I give her credit. I give her credit for being dedicated, man. I really, really do. And then I had to throw her out for rifling through our papers, and these are our papers. We used to be the people. No, man, that's the accountants. That's not even my paper. I don't even go through their stuff.
Wow.
But yeah,
she's going.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going right through your paperwork there. I remember that deal.
Well, but we have really good cameras. We have really good video. Everything we do, everything we say legally has to be recorded. And somebody forgot the cameras were on.
Oh man!
Oops.
Old Freda.
Yeah. That's why somebody sent me the video, and I think it was the music from Mission Impossible. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mission Impossible.
She looked like she was, Tom Cruise going through the chancellor's private papers.
It's a wonder her boyfriend didn't show up there either.
Which one?
That other guy that he's always with her in all these meetings.
No, he didn't drive out he comes to the city meetings. He comes to the county meetings. Art, You know what?
Art Leopold. There you go.
I've had nice conversation with him. The man is intelligent. He's articulate. He doesn't attack anybody. He puts his point across with facts. He's well spoken, and if you disagree with him, he disagrees with you. He's polite and has manners. Fred Teffer doesn't. That's
Okay,
just
yeah.
attack mode. So Art is a good guy. We've had nice conversation. Sometimes, we've actually, I know this is a shocker, we've actually agreed on things. I said,
Wow, that's a tough one.
we're not the big meanies. We're really not. We're here to do the best we can for Erie County. But they think that Erie County is just the rich brother for the city of Erie, and we're supposed to dictate, just like diversity, equity, inclusion. The
Yeah,
city
right.
has not put one dime, not one dime, into Gary Lee and his gang. Not one dime. Not
All
one.
county.
The
It's
whole-
all county money.
all county dollars. They got
Wow.
$75 million in rescue money. We got like 55. And we created diversity, equity, inclusion. We gave like, well, listen, let's let them try. If they can do it better than us, you knock yourself out. We created them. We gave them authority. We gave them 3.5. Kathy Delcamper, Mary Rennie, and Andre Horton wanted to give them 10. We gave them 3.5. Knock yourself out. They spent $1 million, hadn't put one dime into anything, and all the projects they do is all city. It's all
That's
city.
incredible. That's incredible.
They do
That's
nothing in the
absolutely
county.
incredible.
Nothing. County dollars go
County
to the city.
dollars for city functions.
Well, that's Copenhagen. That was his whole campaign thing. That the county doesn't spend enough money in the city of Erie.
Huh.
I'm sorry. What? But they're just all full. He's just a socialist. They just want everything. They want everybody to give them, so they don't have to do anything. And it's just it's ridiculous. And that's why
Well,
that's why we're pushing.
yeah.
That's why we got to push. They've been pushing for years. It's time to draw a line in the sand and push back. Registrations are going up. We're getting people that have never voted. I don't know if you heard the story. I had the Trump trailer out at Kmart. A guy stopped there. He goes, "Man, I've never been registered to vote. But I just can't stand this Biden guy. I can't stand it. I feel guilty not being registered. Can you help me?" Bang, piece of paper in your hand. There it is. Fill it out. Put a stamp on it. If you don't have a stamp, let me know. I'll mail it for you.
Beautiful.
It's one story, one guy. But if everybody does one, that's it. And I'm telling you, these even these Democrats are tired of the Joe Biden bullshit.
Yeah.
And we show these videos and we show proof. Oh, that's fake. That's fake. And that's AI. No, that's Barack Obama holding Sniffy Joe's hand, walking him off the stage. And if you saw the video, it had tape.
I seen it.
Yeah, they put tape on the ground so they knew where to walk. That's how bumbling he is. But that's
Yeah,
okay.
That's a fact. Well, I'm gonna leave you with this one real quick one here. I noticed that there's a little action up there on 10th and Parade. Brock's Bank, I'm gonna call it.
That's funny.
They're supposed to build that bank over there, 10th and Parade. Well, it's been going. It's been quite. I think they had about 2 or 3 groundbreakings, maybe 3 ribbon cuttings when our illustrious mayor showed up. But anyways, there's been some action there now. They got a trailer up there, and they got it all fenced in now.
No way.
And that's it. That's it. That was it. I figured there's going to be a little bit more action, but that's about it. So I'm sort of curious if that's going to run the same course as the Brock's Gym over there on 11th and Pennsylvania Avenue. That gym's been in construction for, I don't know, 2 years, maybe longer.
I think they took like 6 months to build a Walmart.
Yeah.
And a Starbucks, they do it like, I swear to God, I drive by it and then tomorrow, like, where'd that Starbucks come from? And
now they got a fence around that one too, over at Brock's Gym, and a trailer.
That's good.
And they got some big pipes laying there too. But other than that, not too much. So I'm wondering if this bank is going to go the same way as the gym. So time will tell, I guess.
Time will tell. I mean, think about this. That gym needs to be done. I mean, look how many. We need these kids off the street playing basketball.
Right. Look at the crime. We
know.
need that gym in the worst way. That should have been fast tracked.
Well, actually, we should have got some grant money, and we should have done a study, the correlation to crime versus not having basketball courts.
Exactly.
Give me $100,000. We'll split it. We'll go to Vegas and we'll do some research.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks,
Have a
Dave.
good one.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
All right.
Dave's a good guy, Navy guy. He's my voice of the city. I have my people embedded all over the county to call in. But yeah, I like I said, we had a guest to come in. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it in. That was Lou Barletta. He was a mayor, congressman. Trust me, he ran for governor. He's been on the stage with President Trump. He really knows a lot, and I was just honored to have him. Brad Paganoff kind of put that together. But unfortunately, he couldn't make it. I gave Brent a text. I said, hey, I know it's late. I know. He goes, oh man, I would call in to help you out, but unfortunately he had a dinner he had to go to. So, when you're the county executive, I wanted him we were going to talk about the press release that I was invited to today. And I put the pictures up on social media on Facebook about that. Then of course I did a reel of, Dan Loft was there. Jake Banta was there, helping out. And of course, Mike Kelly's representative Mel was there. Alan Showerman was there. Tina Mangine was there. And I do apologize. I can't remember the township supervisor out there in McCain. And it's nice. Everybody got to say a few words. It was hot out there, so they kept it short. The nice gentleman from McCain, a supervisor. You could tell he's a working guy. Had an orange safety yellow shirt on, a pair of jeans, and a work boot. So he was probably fixing something. Came down, and it was nice. You know what was nice about having him there? He was on board with the project. Why wouldn't you? You have this little nice town, eloquent town of McCain. It never's in the news for anything. They get like zero love. But here's the Davis administration trying to spread the love out throughout the county. Just like when I represented District 5, they wanted a sewer line, and of course they couldn't get the money. That money's tight. The grants were all running out. So we on council put together $5 million called gap funding, and that gap funding was in a reserve account for municipalities to apply for a grant to help bridge the gap funding that they needed for a project. And I was honored to hand the supervisors a check for $250,000 to help extend the sewer lines up Route 89. Some people were for it, some people were against it. I get it. It's positives and negatives. I understand that. But they wanted to put a housing development up there. It's hard to get housing developments with sewers nowadays. They've really cracked down on those. And so, these are, Ellen had the same problem. They had a sewer problem out in her district. So we took that gap funding. We're not buying unicorn stalls. We're not buying fairy dust. We're buying infrastructure, making sure people, I hate to say it this way, but when you flush, think of us. That's a t-shirt. I'm telling you. Because, this stuff is important. When you put a park bench up, ooh, new park benches. Hey, that's great. But we need the sewer systems to work properly. We need to have water. I know Summit, I've talked to the supervisors up there when I was on council. They've grown so fast. Their sewer system is like right at the limit of what they can actually process. And Summit's growing. So we're going to, not my conversation, I wasn't reelected, but I challenge my folks to show me one picture of Drexel doing something other than hanging around Copenhagen, the socialist carpetbagger from Chicago, in the city of Erie. Again, that was their plan. Their plan was to get me out because I was pushing to get money out in the county. Summit, Green, part of my district. Man, they never want or ask for anything out there. Very low maintenance. Northeast. Hey, can we have some sewer money? I'll get you your sewer money. We got them their money. Same thing with Ellen. Working the conversation to play the. Oh, and just play it up. Just go ahead, throw it up there, Brenda. Brenda sends me a text message. It's just it's a good history lesson. So go ahead and roll it when you want to, Brenda. Thank you.
Ask yourself why it is that our founding fathers made the sacrifices they did 250 years ago. 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776. We don't often ask what became of them. I'm going to tell you what happened to them. 12 of them had their homes ransacked by the British and burned down to the ground. 5 of them were captured by the British and tortured until their deaths. 9 of them died in the Revolutionary War. 3 more of them had their own kids die in the Revolutionary War. Many of them died bankrupt because they had their own private property seized before their deaths. They made those sacrifices in 1776, and I believe today it's a 1776 moment in 2024, and Donald Trump is the George Washington of our moment. That is what I believe. That is why I'm here today. That is why I'm supporting your 47th President of the United States. And if we do, we're not this nation in decline anymore, but we're a nation still on our way up. A nation where we will look every kid in the eye and tell them the United States of America is the country where you achieve the maximum of your God-given potential without any government standing in your way. That is what won us the American Revolution. That is what reunited us after the Civil War. That is what won us 2 world wars and the Cold War. That is what still gives hope to the free world. And if we can revive that dream over group identity and victimhood and grievance, then nobody in the world, not a nation, not a corporation, not a virus, not China, is going to defeat us. That is what American exceptionalism is all about. And that is what we will revive to save this great country, starting this November when you restore Donald J. Trump back to the White House. Thank you all. God bless you. And may God bless your families. And may God bless our United States of America. Do not stop fighting until we get this job done. Thank you all. God bless.
Wow. I saw that video and I just went, wow. And I had to go back and watch it again. And then I went, wow. The thing comes up to the word that comes up to me are 2 little letters. VP. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm telling you that you talk about, if that's not an inspirational video to show you what our forefathers did for us to have these privileges right here, right now, as we speak. Because if you think in Russia we can do this, no way. You know, Cuba, no way. Venezuela, no way. These socialistic, communist controlled third world countries, no way. Why do you think this administration and all his henchmen are trying to make us a third world country? So we, the people, can't do this. Why do you think they're coming after the Second Amendment? Same thing Hitler did. He used brute force to unarm the civilian population. Still didn't work out for him. So, of course, like Joe Biden said in a presentation yesterday, you know, you're not going to need these AR-15 style weapons. You're going to need an F-15. Okay, I went on Timo and I ordered one. Just saying. No, I'm kidding. I was joking. You can't order F-15s on Timo. You can buy MiGs, but not F-15s because it's whole, you know, where they come from. But no, we've talked a lot about things. We had some good questions. We had some great conversations. Again, I apologize for not having our guest. You know, yeah. I mean, do you have another video? Go ahead. I get a note from the director.
Biden-Harris is kicking off their Seniors for Biden campaign, and they're sending in Dr. Jill.
This election is most certainly not about age. Joe and that other guy are essentially the same age. Let's not be fooled. Joe isn't one of the most effective presidents of our lives in spite of his age, but because of it.
Dr. Jill went to Reno with a very special guest, Jane Fonda.
Oh, I'm way older than all of you. Oh,
Jane Fonda.
I'm very excited
Should have
to
been
be
shot
here,
for
but I'm
treason,
excited
what she did
because
in
I
this
tell you,
country.
I'll do anything to get Joseph
And
Biden
look
reelected.
look
We need to
who
get
they have
out and
parading out.
organize, knock on doors, Work the phones, send telegrams, no, see, I'm old. What would we do without our hearing aids?
Joe's wandering off in Italy, headbutting the Pope, and his wife's hanging out with Jane Fonda. How is this race even close?
Joe Biden, he's not the most effective president. That was probably the most honest thing I've ever heard come out of a Biden's mouth. He's not the most effective president. He's too feeble to stand trial. He's not the most effective. You know, there was a skit from Robin Williams and George Carlin. If you guys are really bored, look them up. They went after Joe Biden when he was a senator. You know, this is absolutely one of the funniest videos. It's this group of, I don't know who does it. These guys do these videos, and the funny part, it's a parody with about Marilyn Monroe singing "Happy Birthday" to President Kennedy. Now, the footnote, which really makes it funny, if you know your history, Nancy Pelosi worked for John F. Kennedy. Play the video, please.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
I saw that on TikTok and I literally spit coffee out of my nose because these guys that do these, they do a whole series of them and everybody gets it. I mean, everybody gets it. AOC, Nancy Pelosi, they do Chuck Schumer. I mean, they run the gauntlet of all our duly elected officials. No mercy, no mercy at all. I mean, they literally pull the punches, and they do these videos, and it just absolutely. Why do you think the government wants to shut down TikTok? 99.9% of my videos and these little news stories come off of TikTok. They're the real news. I mean, if you want to say that Fox really isn't a news thing, I'd listen to Fox over CNN any day. The communist news network. But yeah, I mean, I think at that point, I think we're going to go ahead and Brenda, if you want to pull up our end video, while I thank everybody for coming out. Like I said, I know we had a big draw coming in, and to check out Lou. I mean, I have another guest on Wednesday. His information is all on my Facebook page. I want to thank Brenda for making sure the videos and everything's looking right and doing right. She's sitting out in the She Should Command Center and with her headsets on, and she sends me a little note, birthday video. Go ahead, play it, and I'll set the video up. And Mark Jeffries, I know. I think you're coming up with a new holiday. I think what July 10th. Am I getting that right? I think that's how he wanted to do it. But he wants to set up a national
Yes,
holiday.
that's right.
Yeah, for Juneteenth, July 10th for the other
American
people,
Patriot holiday.
American Patriot holiday. So yeah, so if you want
It's
to,
July, which is our independence.
right,
So it's July 10th.
July 10th. No, I mean I totally get it. But no, other than that, we covered a lot of stuff. Played some funny videos, played some serious videos, talked about some stuff. Make sure that you pay attention to board of elections. Like I said, they're going to try to slide all these boxes in, which they have no legal right or obligation to do it. They just want to do it to make it easier for. I said, here, I'll make you a deal. Why can't we have voter ID? Oh, that's racist. But a drop box bolted down to the corner that Joe Jim Bob can pull up in any vehicle and stuff it full, and no one's monitoring it. How do you stop it? And then once those ballots are in there, how do you determine which ones were part of the group? There's no way. So the damage is done, and that's why they want to push for this. Push back. Go to county website. It's a waste of time, but still, at least you have you can feel that you did something. Andre Horton, good luck. Pretzel are the chair and vice chair of the Board of Elections. You can email Charlie Bale. He'll return it. Ellen will return your emails. The other ones won't, as they're so entitled. They've got theirs, and a Mad Dog Scatella said, the spoils of war. Okay, buddy. So other than that, Brenda, you got that video? The outro video?
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless, please bless the USA.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, this will be uploaded. I've been sitting here watching Facebook Live and YouTube Live. It's all working really good tonight. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate your phone calls. We'll have another guest next Wednesday night. We're working on Dave McCormick to have him come in, but these guys are on the campaign trailer hard. Thank you for coming out. Thank Brenda for that. If you need a T-shirt, that's what it looks like in the upper right-hand corner. The only thing, we're going to make one change. We're going to add Rumble to it. That one does have Rumble on it. Never mind.
Rumble is on it.
Yeah, I see that. Thank you all for coming out. I will absolutely see you next Wednesday. If you need something, reach out. You know my phone number. You can catch me on social media. I salute you, and remember, everybody deployed. There's Brenda's design. Thank you. All right. Good night, everybody.